So my first question is, what made the team so successful, in your opinion, at the Lehigh Invite?
For both the men and the women, each week for us is another building block in our training program. So ultimately, that was just one more step in our season-long plan. For the men, it was only their second competition of the season, so we were just beginning to see what they're going to be capable of accomplishing by the time we get to the MAC championships and to the NCAA Northeast Regionals. For the women, they had 3 meets prior, and this was another meet that we knew was going to be a big competitive competition, one of the largest fields in terms of the size that we compete in all year. So we had discussed the process of getting prepared, getting into position off the starting line, and just being ready to go. So I think it's just showing their steps in their progress this season.
What were some of the things that you did to get them motivated for their second race? Because it's being such a big race. How did you prepare yourself for it?
Well, we're kind of fortunate working with Division I athletes that are naturally very highly motivated. So it's not something we don't necessarily work on their motivation. Instead, we discuss what we want to accomplish from a team perspective as well as an individual perspective. Much of the way that we train is in training groups, particularly on workout days. So for the men, there's a group of 4 or 5 guys that are doing their workout. Then there's another group of 4 or 5 guys, and another group of 4 or 5 guys. They train together and they plan to race together. Same thing with the women. So we have strategies going in terms of placement, where we want to be at 400 meters, where we want to be at a mile, and throughout the rest of the race. And much of that will lead to the individual goals and then the team goals that we have.
Okay. And so this weekend with the Canisius Alumni Classic, this is a bye week for you guys. Will this be a competitive race, or how is this looking?
The Canisius Invite, which is October 17th, coincides to the same weekend as the pre-national meet. So this weekend of October 11th, 10th and 11th, we do have a bye week, and we're training through. This allows us a good 13-day training period before our next competition. So we pretty much from this point out have competitions every other weekend. And it's scheduled that way to allow a little bit of recovery from the intense competition on the weekend, but also to still allow quality training and good volume as we prepare for the MAC championships.
So there were some kind of rumors about the Nationals bid that you guys could possibly be getting.
Yes.
What is the team's reaction to that? Was that in the cards at the beginning? And what is the team feeling about now?
So we received the bid to host the NCAA Northeast Regional Championships for 2017. So it is still 2 years away, but the team is extremely excited. That's something we worked hard to put together, and it's going to be really nice. It's unfortunate that the older members of the team won't be able to compete at home for that championship, but the young ones are very, very excited.
I think I misworded that question a little bit. It was based on your performance at Lehigh that you guys could possibly be performing in this year's Nationals.
Okay. So when we compete at a high-level meet, such as the Paul Short Invite at Lehigh, teams are awarded points based on performance, and we move into rankings based on performance. Obviously, the men's team moved up quite a bit in the Northeast rankings from their 14th to their 9th place ranking. And from that point, to qualify for the national championships, at the regional meet, you have to be a top 2 team or receive enough what's called at-large bids in order to make the national championship. So based on head-to-head competitions with other nationally ranked teams, you can accumulate enough points to get your way into that national championship. Right now, that's probably a good reach for us. However, it's something that is definitely on the radar, and we're certainly striving each day to reach that level.